Flosstube. This is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, back with video number 2. I want to say thank you for all of the likes, the subscribes, and the comments, and sharing it with your friends. It's been an overwhelming first week on YouTube and Flosstube, and I'm just so excited for your excitement and for all of the stitching and fun. And I loved reading all of your comments, all of the charts and things you're talking about for spring. It's just so exciting. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm hoping this will be a little bit shorter, but we'll see. And also my plan as far as filming is, I think I'm gonna try to film once a week, because I was thinking about doing every other week, and then I started writing down kind of what I was planning for a video, and I have a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking every week, and if I don't have enough stitching, I might show some organization in my craft room. I have some haul things from the Target Dollar Spot, Walmart, things like that for decorating that I'm gonna share as well. But I could always add some of that if I don't have enough stitching. So let's go ahead and get started with previous finishes. And someone had mentioned, and I cannot remember now who it was, that they were planning on stitching some of the Stitching with the Housewives seed packets. And so I went ahead and pulled 2 of mine that I already had out. And this is, I believe it's called radish seeds. This is from last year. Stitched with the called for colors on chalkboard black Ada. And then I also have cabbage seeds, and this is from last year as well. And both of these are on the Stitching with the Housewives Etsy shop, and you can download them, and I believe they're each $5. Called for colors on chalkboard black Ada. And this is from Hobby Lobby. And this is from Hobby Lobby too. And I think this is from the Easter section, and I don't know what this, it has like a little wreath in the back, and I'm not quite sure where this is from Hobby Lobby. It had a rope on it because you can see it on the back. Then my Eat Sleep Stitch, which was my first cross stitch I ever did. This is on 10 Count Daisy Lori Holt fabric. And I made it into a bag. It has, actually, it has the pattern in it because I was gonna stitch up another one to put in my craft room. It's by Lori Holt, and inside I just have some green fabric. And I followed the tutorial to make this bag from Fat Quarter Shop. So that was another one. And then one more previous finish I wanted to share. These are Stitch Card H, and this is the little lamb, or the sheep. And I made these into pillows. They sit on a tiered tray for every day. And they have, if you can see, they have some rickrack sewn in. And this is the stitching stripes by the Housewives. And just a covered button and a ribbon. And this is a tutorial that Java Girl Stitches did, and I followed her tutorial. My measurements, I just wrote them down. I kind of made them up. Here's the cow. But I did write the measurements down. I also cut this side fabric. I have fabric for the button, the rickrack, and the bow all ready for the other 2 stitch cards so that I can finish them exactly the same. And one thing, and I got this from Vanna, the Twisted Stitcher, I believe is her name, Vanna Pfeiffer. She was finishing Farmhouse Christmas into little individual pieces, and she recommended writing down the measurements she used for her first ornament so that for all of the ornaments, she would have the same measurements. She also recommended like cutting the ribbon the same length. So I went ahead and cut my ribbon and have my covered button and my rickrack. It's all in a bag, so I know exactly the size, and I wrote it down to finish my other 2 pillows when I get done stitching the other 2 animals. So that is my previous finishes. Then my finishes from this week My first one is Pot of Gold by Brenda Gervais. And this is from that booklet, Oh Lucky Day, I believe. And I got it all stitched up. I used the colors, I put them in my first video, and I also got them from Chantel from 141 Design Company. But I just love it. It's so happy. And my kids, the whole time I was stitching it, they kept going, oh, you're stitching a rainbow. So I know that they like it too, which makes it adds to the excitement of stitching it. But this frame was white and I could not come up with a way to finish it. And I kept thinking, and I'm like, I need a black frame, something dark to make this stitching on the pale gray gingham really stand out. So that's why I chose the black. And I ended up just painting the whole frame. I painted the inside of it with the chalk paint, sprayed it with some sealer. And then I have the green gingham that I got from Hobby Lobby in the back, some black of the stitching stripes, and then mounted it. And I used a bow and a covered button, and this bow and the green matches one of my primrose cottage pieces they're all on my mantle in my family room. So it all kind of goes together. And sometimes I try to match them together and sometimes I don't care as much, but most of the time you can tell which ones I stitched in the same year because they're all kind of using the same fabrics, because I tend to find things I like and then I stick with them. My other finish, have two more, is Tulip Bunches by Stitching with the Housewives. And I already showed this part last week that on the top, I did not fill in. This was supposed to have the ladybug on the outside. The inside was supposed to be white and then the letters were black, but I kind of reversed it. And I did the same thing for the back of the truck because I did not feel like stitching and counting. So I just stitched out the letters and then outlined it with the pink. But I mounted it in this frame and I brought another one downstairs so that you would know. This is from Hobby Lobby and this is what the frame looked like. And it has these little beads on the top and it's from the spring section. And I got another one to mount my last Dapper Doodad in. And then in the back, I just put some stitching stripes and then my bow on the top. That is that. Oh, and I brought this over too to show you. This sits on my ottoman in my family room. I don't know if you can see it, but I have the three of them on here and I'll put my other one. And then also something, I was getting annoyed because they kept falling down. So I just took some Lori Holt fabric, cross stitch, and I made some little pillows, just simple pillows, and stuck them in my dough bowl. This is a big dough bowl, behind my stitching to prop it up so that they would sit up a little bit better because they weren't in these kind of things. They weren't sitting up so well. So you can see them. And then these tulips are just from the Target dollar spot. So that is that one. And then my last, and these were part of my whip go, and they were super fast. These are the Stitch Card A, and this one I had done last week, but I was not fully finished. So I mounted it on this little chicken wire barn from 141 Design Company with a bow and a button. And that's, I want to say it's Cherished Tulips or something. And then this is the little basket, and this is one of the other stitch cards, and I did it the same exact way. And then both of these sit in a tier tray, and I ordered 2 more of these barns so that I can do my other 2 stitch cards, mount them the same, and then they'll all sit on a tier tray for spring. So I'm really excited about that. And then really quick, I wanted to show a couple of my other backers that I had sitting here. These are all from 141 Design Company. This is the vertical backer. It comes unfinished. You paint it or decoupage it. And I decoupaged on the back of this some of the Chelsea's checks. And then I just painted the back and painted the bottom. And this is ready for a tier tray tidbit when I'm done that goes vertically. And then I have a lot of stuff on the table. This is this is the small house, and I decoupaged the wood grain. I used the stamps that Chantel showed on her video, which her videos on how to finish these are on her Facebook, and I will link it below because I cannot remember what it is. I want to say it's 141 Chantel's, but I'm not 100% sure, but I will link it below. But she used some stamps to do the wood stain on this, and I thought that was really smart. I also bought the wood stain that's just the gel that you can, it's kind of like paint to do it, but I haven't finished one like that. But this is a small house. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I knew I liked that look and I wanted to have one. And then I also did a large house, and for some reason I was into black this week and I thought I need a black house. So I painted it all black. I distressed the edges, and then I feel like something on light fabric will just pop on this. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put on this yet, but I am excited about this. So there is my other house. Then for my whips, I feel like I just keep going all over the place. I can't settle down. I don't know what is going on. But I did get to a lot of different projects this week, and I started a couple of new ones. So my first project was called Resting Beach Face, and this is by Hands On Design. I got this in the mail, and I said, I need to start this because it made me happy that day. It was a gloomy day on Monday, and I said, let me just go ahead and start this. And I'm also excited for, I think it's called Resting Stitch Face, and it's coming out this weekend at Market, and I'm really excited for that to come out. So I just started this on the gray 14 count easy fabric with the called for colors, and I got the border done. And then I also started, this is called Mulberry Cottage, and it's by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I posted this on my Instagram. This is what it looks like finished, and it's just I bought it from their website, and it was a download, so that's why I printed that picture off for you. I just had a small start on this, and again, I did it on the gray 14 count, easy stitching. It was kind of a dark day, so I wanted to have something that was easy on my eyes to see. So I went ahead and went with that. And then on my Vintage Housewives, I kind of went a little bit off the schedule on this. I was supposed to, I told you last time, I was supposed to have this second room done for February, and I was not in the mood to do it. So I decided to go ahead and start working on the border. So I started it, but I didn't get very far. And honestly, this is 28 count Monaco, and it's not hard for me to see, but I was doing it at night, and then I was also watching a show with my husband, and it took me 2 hours to get that done. So I don't know if it was because I was distracted by the show or what, but the border is definitely not a joke. So I am glad that I kind of got a start on that. I'm thinking about doing some more of the border and then going back to fill in the houses, because the border is supposed to be for November and December, and my life gets crazy during that time, as everyone else is, and I just don't get as much stitching done, and I really would like to get that done. My next whip is my flea market basket sew along. And let me grab this. I got this, my February almost finished. I got the middle of the churn dashes filled in, and I started working on this border. I just need to finish up the rest of that border, and then go ahead and get started on the gingham. And I think I printed off. This is what it looks like. So this inner gingham is what I'm supposed to do for March. So I was watching Kimberly's Flosstube this morning, and she was kind of giving some tips on how to stitch that. So I think I'll try to follow some of her ideas to get that done, because that's kind of a lot to do. My next, I have not started this, but I have every intention of starting it today, is the Barn Sweet Barn for March. They went ahead and released the colors, and this is what it's gonna look like. These are the colors, and you can see I crossed out 2 of them. I changed 906 to 704 and 16 to 15 because I was trying to cheat and look at a picture that I had a screenshot from her video to figure it out, because I wanted to get started. And that's what I thought it was. And so it turns out that it looks fine. This is what it looks like together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with what I bought the other day at the store. It's just DMC. And then they suggest that you do it on 10 count, whatever. And I'm using the Daisy color, which is white. And I used on I can't talk today. In January, I used 11 count from Hobby Lobby. And in February, I used the 10 count. The 10 count is much softer, and in my opinion, it's much harder to work with. I did use a hoop, and it made my stitches look okay, and it was a little better, but I think I prefer the 11 count, and it's not that much difference in size. This is what my January looked like on my house from Target with just a bow. So I think I'm just gonna go back to the 11 count because it was just much easier, and it's like it's an Ada and it's a little bit stiffer, and when you have that many or the holes are that much bigger, I feel like I need a stiffer fabric to make it easier to stitch on. So I'm gonna go back to the 11 count, and that should be a really quick project to get done. I mean, I probably can get it done tomorrow, and I'll post that on my Instagram when I get done. And then my next whip is today. I bought the new Stitching with the Housewife pattern, Gertrude's Garden, that just came out this morning. And last Saturday after Priscilla and Chelsea's video, I went ahead and dyed and I just used tea to dye my fabric. So I have my fabric ready and cut. And it goes like this. I just have a little start. I went ahead and started it when my kids were at school today. But I have all my fabric cut, ready to go. And then I'm actually gonna use the same colors to do this pattern from Primrose Cottage Stitches. It's in my same bag. I'm gonna use the colors that they're using to change this pattern, and I'm gonna do it on the same fabric so it all can go together. I don't know exactly which colors I'm putting where, but I will post that when I'm done in the picture. But I like theirs, but I'm not a fan of the purple. So I thought about what I want to do. So I think I'm going to use these colors so it all can kind of go together. So that'll be my project this week for Stitching with the Housewives. And then one more thing. I went ahead and I got an email from Fat Quarter Shop yesterday. Of course, I had to go over and get it. But it's called Quilt. I think I have the thing. Here we go. Quilt-O-Graphy. And I have the stitchography as well, and I'm still working on it. I added it to my WhipGo so that I could get it done because it's really cute and I want to put it in my craft room, but of course I have all this other stuff, so I want to get back to that. But this is the one for World Quilting Day, and I just took, because this is not on the Jolly Jobber yet, this is a screenshot of the schedule for the Stitch Along with Fat Quarter Shop, and they're starting March 16th. I went ahead and started mine just a little bit yesterday, and I'm gonna do it on navy, and these are that's one of the colors. And then if you see in the pattern, they have navy in it. So where they have navy, I'm just gonna change that to white. But I thought it would look cool on navy. And then my other one, which I have right here, this is my stitchography, is on white. So I think that one in white and one in navy next to each other would just be, it would have a little bit of a contrast, and then be something different. So I have both of those working on. I'll probably now, since they released that they're doing a stitch along, I'll probably wait until March 16th to really get started on that. But I'll post the information about where to get that pattern and everything. And I think the pattern, I want to say, was like $4 and something. It's a really cheap pattern to get. So that's just a download on their website. So my plans are to keep up with the spring, the market releases that are coming out. My Heartfelt is releasing part 2 on Friday. So I'm gonna get back to that. My Barn Sweet Barn I'm working on. And then something new, and I already had these patterns, but Christy from Java Girl Stitches and a couple other people are doing a stitch along on Tuesdays called It Bee Tuesday SAL, and I'll put that in the notes below, where they're stitching all of the bee patterns on Tuesdays. So I'm gonna participate, and of course I did not bring the cover sheet, so I can't show you, but one of them that I have is called Bumblebee Kisses, and the other one is Kind Words, and they're both by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And then Primrose Cottage Stitches is also coming out with, I think they have either 4 or 5 new bee patterns. So they're gonna be stitching those on Tuesdays, and I'm gonna join in with them. I think they started yesterday, but I was in the midst of other things and didn't get to it. But I have already this bee bag from So Much to Love. So I have them in here, and I am going to be participating in that to go ahead and get started on my bee things. So I have it ready. And this is on Tuesdays. Then my haul, I got a couple patterns. This one is called Springtime, and this is from Croquette A Go-Go. And I bought this because I liked these little chickens, and I'm thinking about maybe stitching up one of them or stitching all 3 of them and just putting them in a tier tray or something easy like that. I do not have any intention of stitching the entire thing together, but there's like a lot of little motifs that you could pull out and stitch. Even there's a little beehive, a pot, a rabbit. So I probably will pull at least the chickens, if not another 1 or 2 things out of there, and stitch that to put out for my tier tray. And then this is called the Rooster, and this is from Modern Folk. And I saw Christy from Java Girl Stitches bought this, and she was stitching it in red, and I thought it was so cute. So I'm planning on doing some other things similar to this, where it's kind of farmhousey, but I can keep it out all the time for times when I don't have seasonal things. Or in my front room, I have these little pillows. I kind of have just some farmhouse everyday decor to keep out. So this I plan on putting there whenever I get to doing it. But I thought it was so cute, and this was just on their website. Or actually, maybe I got it from Etsy, but they're called Modern Folk, and I just downloaded the pattern. It was that easy, which is scary sometimes. And then one other thing I wanted to share, I am part of Teresa Kogut's Patreon, and I pretty sure my tier is tier 3, and it's $13 a month. and it supports her. And for your $13, you actually get quite a lot of things. You get 2 charts, you get a coloring page, and you have a code to get 20% off in her shop. So I saw a couple people posting things about her Patreon charts, and I thought they were so cute. The main ones that really grabbed my attention were some of her Halloween patterns. But since then, I've loved all of them. I haven't gotten to stitch any of them fully. I have started a couple. But she just released the March ones, and I am using my own colors, which I'll share once I get started. But these are the ones that she had for this month, and this is called Robin's Garden. And if you follow her, she was painting this on her Wednesday painting segment, and I said, that would be so cute in cross stitch. And I just said it a couple of days ago, so she had obviously already created the pattern, and then she released this as part of her Patreon charts. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then this is called Beyond Measure, and this is a little bit smaller, and this is for tier 2, 3, and 4. And then this is each month, she's also started doing an ornament, and this is the ornament for this month, and it's called Just Stitch. And if you notice too, they all have like the same color theme. So I definitely want to work on this. And then I also am planning to start this, and I might use this as a Sunday stitch. I know Lori Holt is doing a Sabbath stitch, and I just have not found a pattern that is attainable, that I like am in love with and have some connection to. So I thought this might be fun, just relaxing, something that's out of the ordinary for me that I wouldn't necessarily stitch. And she does hers for the whole year. So even if this takes me a long time, it's just something different, but I love the colors, the pinks. It's just so happy. So this is part of her Patreon, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I have heard 1 or 2 other people talking about it, but I think it's a really great program, especially if you like Teresa Kogut, because that's $13 for 3 charts that each chart could potentially be $10, between $5 and $10. So that's a pretty good deal. And then my last thing before I announce the giveaway winner is I have a couple things from haul from Target and Walmart, and kind of where I've gone. So today I found these couple things at Target in the dollar spot that I thought were great. This is a cutting board, but this would be great for a tier tray tidbit, a dapper doodad, or something else small. You could leave it this wood color, or you could paint it white. But I grabbed one of those. I thought that was a great one. This is just a cutting board. I might paint it or leave it wood. I'm not really quite sure. This little topiary with Easter eggs I thought was so cute. I think I'm going to put this on my windowsill in my kitchen. But I thought that was cute. They came out with these. I forget when they had these. I want to say it was at Christmas. But they have like some things to decorate your tier tray with. And I found these. These were $3. Let's see. That was all from Target Dollar Spot. These are some things I found at Hobby Lobby. These are little bunnies that they're called, let's see, just bunnies, but they're like greenery. And I thought that they would be really cute in the middle of a bow to add something. This is exactly what I was looking for my St. Patrick's Day finish. Is I wanted a shamrock that was this greenery to go in there. And this is like just, I don't want to make too much noise. This is like just the perfect size to go in like a medium-sized bow. And then these are these little rolling pins. I love these to stick in the tier tray. These are 2 of them I thought were cute. And then I bought this. I actually bought 2 of them because I liked the sign itself, but I also bought it because it has orange on the side, and I thought this would be perfect to mount a tier tray tidbit on, either horizontally or vertically. And this was low price, but one of the Easter ones would be perfect on this. And then these couple things I found at Walmart, thanks to Java Girl Stitches. This says, kind words are like honey. This is in their seasonal section. But they had some different bee things, and I do decorate with bees in like end of July, August. This says, be kind. And she had mentioned too, if you don't do bees, you could always stick a stitch on this too. That would be really cute. And then this honey sign, which I might actually stick this in the middle. I have a wreath. I might stick this in the middle of the wreath just to hang up as extra bee decor. But I think that is all. And I also wanted to announce the winner of the giveaway. Thank you so much for all of the comments. And the winner of this pattern was, by random draw, Debbie Reynolds. So your name on YouTube is Debbie Reynolds, and I believe that's your real name as well. But if you can reach out to me at sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com with your address, I will get this in the mail to you as soon as possible. And I did not bring anything for giveaway today, but I will definitely have one next time. But in the meantime, if you leave me a comment of anything that you're interested in seeing, I might have it here as far as finishes. Or if you have any questions about organizing your craft room, you can leave those in the comment as well. So thank you so much for joining me, and let me find my remote. But I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Bye.